So what is a collectible card game? Or is that a trading card game? Or expandable card game? Or a living card game? Well, would you be surprised if I told you there was 2 answers to this question? Let's first dig a bit into the history of CCGs so we can get some perspective on today's topic. It started with Magic the Gathering, which was the first collectible card game. CCGs then exploded in popularity throughout the 90s, which led to game developers starting to name their card games different things to stand out from the crowd. In the end, mainly 2 terms stuck around: the CCG, collectible card game, and the TCG, the trading card game. Both of these revolve around selling randomized card packs and is the most dominant distribution model on the market even to this day, 30-ish years later. And that is actually the first answer to our question, what is a CCG? A CCG is a distribution model. Alright then, let's dig a little bit deeper into the distribution models of card games. Another distribution model that started to gain traction was the LCG, the living card game, which was popularized by Fantasy Flight Games. This distribution model took away the randomized aspect of TCGs and CCGs in favor of a mixture of smaller and larger packs, each with a predetermined list of cards in each pack, meaning you knew exactly what you're going to get. Now, it is important to note that you and I as card game designers are not allowed to use the term LCG or living card game, as it is trademarked by Fantasy Flight Games. Instead, we can use the ECG or expandable card game, which refers to the same distribution model. For this reason, moving forward, I will mainly be using the ECG when we talk about this distribution model. I like to imagine the distribution models a little bit like a tree. So at the trunk, we just have card games, our humble beginnings. Then we would create a branch, which would be the randomized products, the CCGs and the TCGs, with another branch over here for the non-randomized products, the ECGs. These then of course branch out into even smaller branches and twigs, with slight variations to the distribution models. But overall, we are working with 2 main branches here. In recent years, we have seen a new branch starting to grow out, the UDG, the unique deck games. This started with Keyforge, but other games have started to pop up using this or similar models. The basic idea is that you purchase a full ready-to-play deck, but that is somewhat randomized and completely unique. No other player on Earth have exactly the same deck as you. Thus, the unique deck game. Therefore, I would put it in between the 2 existing branches, as it borrows the randomized aspect of CCGs and TCGs, but at the same time, to some extent, you know what you're going to get: a unique deck. Whatever you decide to call and do with the distribution model of your card game, it will probably be some sort of variation to one of the distribution models on this tree, or maybe, just maybe, you may come up with a new way of distributing card games, a new branch to the tree. If you have enjoyed this video so far, please consider giving it a like and subscribe to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, I did say in the beginning that there was 2 answers to our question, what is a CCG? And this is where it might get a little bit controversial depending on who you ask, but hear me out. A CCG, collectible card game, is a genre. If I were to ask you what genre games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh is, what would you say? If we were to answer with just a card game, we would be correct, but we would also be very vague, as this would include any and all card games such as Uno and poker. Now, I won't deny that we're definitely in a subgenre of card games. I have seen suggestions such as combat card game, but I have to be honest with you, I have never seen anyone use that term before. I think collectible card games, trading card games, expandable card games, and unique deck games all have more in common with each other than they do with other card games such as Uno and poker. So I believe a unified term would be justifiable. And in my view, we already have that. A collectible card game fits the bill, no matter which distribution model is in use, as even with non-randomized products, you still collect the cards. To visualize it, if we take the tree from before, you move card game down to the roots, and then simply move collectible card game down to the trunk of the tree, and there we have it. So while collectible card games may just have started out as a different name for trading card games, I think its place as the name of the genre would be well earned. Now, I know there's not an official term for this subgenre of card games, but it is a hell of a lot easier to talk about using a joint term, so we're all on the same page. And for this reason, I'll mainly be using CCG or collectible card games as the catch-all genre on this channel, and use TCGs and ECGs when we cover those specifically. Though I am interested to know what you think, so please feel free to continue this topic in the comments, and if you found this video useful, I would appreciate if you could give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you are as interested in card game design as I am, one of these videos might be of interest for you. Until next time.